We in focus? Okay. So I'll start, and I'll just say.
Do your thing. Let's do this.
Okay. All right. We ready to go?
I want to get like comfortable because I need to get in my little space,
you gotta get in your
zone.
element.
Yeah, hold up. Let me feel good.
All right.
Let's do this. Yeah, that ain't one of those, you know.
Okay. So a lot of the times when we're talking about the industry of real estate, we're talking about real estate agents, we have to go into niches, right? Because this is a pretty saturated industry to be in, at least right now.
Yeah.
We're going to see things drop off in the near future. But what I want to know, because you are your own niche in this industry.
Yeah, do my thing.
Yeah, so the special thing about Chino is that he deals directly with celebrities, influencers, that whole very fancy world. I come from a little bit more of a humble background, but a lot of the things that Chino tells me about it would blow your mind. So what's like one of the craziest things that you come across with these types of people?
No, definitely. Definitely being in this part of real estate, it's a whole different ball game just because I'm not used to this type of lifestyle. I came from a very humble beginnings, but then sometimes seeing these celebrities, it paints a different picture because you're seeing their like actual lives sometimes, and you're seeing like how they're actually like living and how their day-to-day process really works. And it's crazy because it's not the way that you sometimes think. You know,
it's not. I mean, you and I have walked into a couple properties together of known celebrities, and I'm shocked about how some people live. You know, it's like, whoa, okay.
No, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, we had one guy. He left his pit bull outside for 3 weeks, 5 weeks.
All of his fish.
Left all his fish. Left $10,000 worth of shoes.
Oh yeah, the Nike closet.
Abandoned the whole mansion compound with thousands, hundreds of thousands of worth of stuff, and then just dipped.
Yeah, that one was pretty wild. I know that, you know, it's funny, like when we talk about, you know, I think we as people who are not in the spotlight don't ever really think about, you know, like, oh, what does money actually mean to people? Like for you and I, we'd be like, okay, I made $200,000 this year, you know, I'm gonna buy a new car for myself. I'm going to, you know, invest in my financial planner. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to make sure that this money that I'm making works for me. So and I know we've brushed on this before in the past, but what have you seen from celebrities that like shocked you about personal finances? And
no, definitely. Oh my gosh, the finances of celebrities. It's, oh my God. The stories that I can tell you, I just know a lot of these celebrities claim to have a lot of money. They don't really, when it comes to all actuality, when you're really putting in a pen to paper, a lot of these celebrities are just talking the talk and can't really walk the walk, I would say.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of stories. Honestly, it's crazy. Like, I know I'm dealing with one client. I don't really want to say it like that, but.
Well, yeah, keep it on the
but it's just interesting seeing some people can have a lot of money and they're not really the ones that are controlling it. You know, you would think that these people are their own people or their own person, but sometimes I feel like when you get to that level of status and that level of you have all these responsibilities, it's almost people are having to take over those responsibilities for you. And it's almost like they start taking over your whole life. Like, I know some of these celebrities, and I talk to them, and they're like, I don't even know my own bank account. Like, I don't even know where my money goes. Like, I just know I get paid. I just know I have a credit card.
That is so stressful.
Yeah. And it's like, it's crazy because they don't even know, like, how crazy their life could easily change. You know, in 30 seconds, if like someone they were trusting to take care of their money decides to change it on them.
Yeah, wire transfer to the Bank of Panama and you'll never see it again, or them.
And what are they gonna, they have no idea, you know, but they grew up their whole life with someone running or managing them. And then I feel like this is why you hear a lot of these stories about like celebrities going broke out of nowhere or like them having mental breakdowns or doing something crazy at the store. It's like,
I think a lot of it too just has to do with poor financial education. So I think even people who are not like born into fame, like people who just happen to come across fame, like a TikToker or somebody on Instagram who becomes an influencer and monetizes that job or whatever, they all of a sudden are getting this influx of like an incredible amount of money, right? So you're going from, working as a barista, but you're, taking your pictures on the weekends, and then all of a sudden you have 1 million followers. Now you're monetizing that. Now you're making $10,000 a month as opposed to $2,000 a month or even more at that point. If you don't have a foundation of like, okay, how much taxes do I owe on this? Who do I need to hire in order to help me understand where my finances are going, as opposed to I'm going to sign off all of my fiduciary responsibilities to somebody else because I don't want to think about it. Exactly. I mean, you either have to be so incredibly deluded to do that, or just so uneducated to think that you can't manage that. I mean, getting assistance in managing finances is one thing, but like passing it off completely and not having any understanding of where your money is going, how much you have, how you can access it. I mean, that's insane. And you've come across that like several times because you've told me some stories.
No, definitely. And I think that's one point that I really wanted to get on is that I think it starts with, we need to start educating the youth and letting people know, actually, like how you said, like, how do I file my taxes? Like, how do I create a bank account? How do I do these things like that an everyday adult needs to do? Because I feel like in schools, like, we want to focus on, like, let me get my math education, let me get my science, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like, that's not the stuff that we need in the real world. Nope. And they don't really prepare us for that. And then when we have our, like, youth, they go out there and they don't even know to do anything. And then that's when we find themselves in this like tremendous amount of debt for the rest of their whole lives. And like, and then it's like, some people don't get out of it. And some people don't get lucky where they make millions of dollars, whereas they can have someone else take care of their money,
Yeah, absolutely. Education is a huge talking point for the youth, actually just for anybody. Because there's predatory credit cards that, you get solicited with when you're in college with incredible high interest rates, right? And like, you don't have an understanding of that. And you're like, oh, great. Like, and I think when you're a kid, you're like, oh, free money, I can pay this back later. When really it's like, okay, now you've maxed out the credit card. Now the interest hits. Now you owe thousands of dollars over the limit of what you've maxed the credit card out to. And you're like, cool, I work, I make $15 an hour in and out right now.